I'm going to now tell you about one case that possibly concerns and connects every state right now in the country, and that's about the stray dogs. Some call it menace, some say it's about animal rights. But the Supreme Court has now directed all stray dogs, listen carefully, all stray dogs in Delhi NCR, which means including Noida and Gurugram, need to be picked up within 8 weeks, housed in dedicated dog shelters and be sterilized. But importantly, the court has added, anyone, organization or individual trying to obstruct this exercise will also be penalized. Why did the court finally take a cognizance on the stray dog menace, as many call it, and what is going to be the implementation aspect of it? A special report.
One of urban India's scariest menaces, stray dogs, often rabid, stalking, biting, mauling people, especially kids, leading to countless cases of rabies deaths and permanent disfigurements. Now, Supreme Court taking cognizance has come to the rescue of Delhi, the epicenter of stray attacks. The Apex Court has made it clear stray dogs in Delhi NCR must be shifted away from residential localities. Civic bodies have been directed that all stray dogs in Delhi NCR should be picked up within 8 weeks and housed in dedicated dog shelters. Top court instructed municipal bodies and other agencies to work in coordination to create adequate shelter facilities. Supreme Court also instructed that no stray dog should be released back onto the streets once housed in a shelter. In a stern warning, Supreme Court also asserted that if any person or organization comes in the way of picking up stray dogs, action will be taken against them.
We finally urged Honorable Supreme Court, Delhi Government, NCD and Animal Welfare Board of India to take strictly enforcement stimulations and rabies vaccinations. Increase public awareness about responsibility, waste management and coexistence. Improve shelter infrastructure only for truly aggressive or unwell dogs.
This landmark Supreme judgment comes as dog bites claim 60,000 lives every year across India. The Supreme Court verdict can play a key role in India's battle against the bite. Bureau Report, India Today.
So here's what has happened. The Supreme Court this morning, the two-judge bench, gave out this historic verdict in an order in many ways because this has been a concern across many states. Now, the reason that the court took a suo motu cognizance of this was because of a child who died recently. There have been deaths like we have seen not just in Delhi NCR but other states as well because of rabies. A lot of people had raised complaints about it, but there's always been a debate between whether it's animal lovers and those who've either been bitten or suffered because of these pack of dogs hounding at them. And right now it appears 8 weeks, dogs will be off the streets of Delhi NCR. I want to bring in our legal correspondent, Anisha Mathur. Anisha, this appears to be an order of an immediate capture, but tell us precisely what are 2 to 3 guidelines, what have been given out, what are we expecting in the next 8 weeks? And the big question, do we have the infrastructure, the system to take care of so many, possibly hundreds if not thousands of dogs?
Well, Pooja, to answer your last question first, we've been talking to animal rights activists, we've been talking to people connected to the government, and across the board they are saying we do not currently have the infrastructure, we do not currently have the land or the shelters to house the dogs that we are picking up even now. I was just speaking to an animal rights, animal welfare board member who said that Delhi only has 20 ABC shelters run by the municipal corporation, which only has space to keep about 20 to 30 dogs at a time, sterilize them and send them back. Now, since we do not have any more shelters, the big question is how exactly is this order of the court going to be implemented? Because remember, the court also was informed that their order is something that goes against the Animal Welfare Board of India rules, because the rules clearly say that dogs have to be picked up, sterilized, and sent back to where they were picked up from. Justice Pardiwala, when he was informed about this rule, said, forget about the rules for now. The issue is serious because it is children's lives at stake. How will you answer the parents whose child has been attacked? That was the observation from the Supreme Court during this hearing. But as the court has directed the government now, let's look at what the directions are. First of all, do a census of the dogs, create shelters big enough to house up to 5,000 dogs within 8 weeks. Thirdly, create this infrastructure required, that is vans, trained personnel, veterinarians who will capture, sterilize, and then maintain these dogs.
Okay.
Now, we've seen the Solicitor General who was appearing in the court also telling the court that, well, there was a proposal a few years ago to build a larger shelter.
Okay.
A land was identified, but then that went nowhere. So the big question really is, the court has passed these directions, but are they even implementable? The animal rights
Tell
activists and the
me
welfare board
that,
says no.
Anisha, because I believe that there's been a child death as well and others as well who've died because of either rabies or the attacks, even the elderly. So do you think that is the cognizance that court has taken? What is the reason that court believes that now is the time to at least take a stringent measure? And number two, do we see these dogs back on the streets of Delhi after 8 weeks, or is that going to be a permanent relocation somewhere in some shelter?
See, Pooja, first of all, let's look at why this matter was taken up. The
Yes.
Supreme Court took suo moto cognizance in July of a newspaper report which talked about almost 20 to 30,000 dog bites across the country, and particularly in Delhi NCR. Then there was a news report about a child who was attacked by a dog and then died because of that dog bite attack. That is what prompted the Supreme Court bench to take up the suo moto petition. What is unfortunate, however, is that we do not have specific data. If you look at the affidavit that has been filed by the amicus curiae in this matter as well, he's also quoting the newspaper report of 30,000 plus dog bite cases. Whether that newspaper report was correct or not, whether there's any official government data, we do not know. And I specifically asked the amicus if we have any data, and he said, well, we are waiting for that data to come. As far as your second question is concerned, the court has said, pick up all the dogs, take them to a shelter. But at the moment, Delhi does not have a shelter. Delhi does not have the vans required to pick up the dogs. And Delhi certainly does not have any place where we'll put these dogs till the shelter is going to be built. So in the next 8 weeks, whether or not any of these orders will be implemented in the
And I just have a quick question, because I know some of the viewers have sent me that question. Why just for Delhi NCR? Some of them are asking, it's happening in their states, their respective areas as well. Can that be implemented, or do you think that will be a separate legal battle? So why Delhi NCR specifically?
See, as I said, that this suo moto petition was specifically taken up because of a newspaper report about a case that happened in Delhi NCR. There are other matters pending in the court regarding stray dog bites in Kerala, for example. There are other matters for other states as well. And in those also, the courts have passed directions to pick up, sterilize, and return the dogs. Because remember, at the end of it, the AWBI rules very clearly say that you cannot keep a dog in the shelter unless they are extremely aggressive or they are dying.
But this is clearly a huge directive that has come in, unprecedented in many ways, especially that the manner in which... Yes, and that it shouldn't face any sort of hindrance as well. I have to say, this may turn political as well. I know that if there's one member of parliament, it's Karti Chidambaram, who's consistently spoken about how this has become a menace, and that even animal rights activists need to come in here and understand this is proving to be fatal for many, and not just in Delhi NCR, in Tamil Nadu and other states as well. And perhaps can this order be taken ahead? Will others want the court to push this ahead? We'll be tracking more on that, on what the stray dog issue has been across the country.